check.
Good morning and welcome to the channel. Today I'm over on the dark side at the Voodoo Apartments, and what I'm doing today, I'm going to meet up with Brian Jacks and also a guy called Dave, and we're going to talk about insurance. Now, one thing I must stress is this is not a sales pitch. I don't get paid to promote companies, so this is just for information only. I've made a few videos about Voodoo and I'm going to tag to them at the end of this one. It's really cheap accommodation here on the dark side, so you might want to check out those videos if you're thinking of coming to stay here. So let's get on with the video. Okay, as I said, we're going to talk about insurance, and I'm here with Brian Jacks. You all know him from TV Superstars. I made a few interviews with Brian here at the Voodoo Apartments. Sorry, old habits, Brian. Voodoo Apartments. Okay, why is it called Voodoo?
Well, the reason we called it Voodoo was because if you stand on the top of the building there's a nice big flat roof. It's on the 3rd floor, and if you look over, you can see the mountains in miles and miles away, and it's got such a beautiful view. So I call it what I was actually going to call it BJ's, but I thought no, better not.
Yeah.
BJ's being Brian Jacks. But...
Yeah, okay. Okay, but recently you had a reason to use your insurance, didn't you? Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I've used it a couple of times, but the very recent time I slipped over in the shower, and unfortunately, as I put my foot into the actual bowl of the shower, there was a square kind of lip around. I slipped and caught my elbow on the side of the lip and chipped the bone.
And how much would that have cost without insurance?
Well, every day now, if I go to the hospital, it costs me 650 baht. If I go to the local clinic, it costs me 180 baht. And I have to go every day to have the wound cleaned. So in all, the hospital itself, I was 2 days in hospital, which cost something like 140,000 baht, which is ever so expensive for the operation and to stay in hospital. And then after coming out, every day, I mean, I'm paying, like, if I see the doctor, it's 4,000 baht just to see the doctor and have the wound cleaned. So
how is it now? Is it okay now? Okay now?
Yeah, there was a big stream here, a big thick stream of where it went septic, but that's gone right the way down, and hopefully in a week's time we should be okay. But the most important thing is that without insurance, I would have been skinned.
Surely not Brian Jacks skint. Surely not. But we must apologise for these chickens. I don't know why. It was really quiet when I arrived, and suddenly, for some reason, they've just decided to start singing. So we're going to talk to Dave now, who actually has an insurance company here in Pattaya. And I will also put all the information in the description as well, so you can contact him directly if you have any unique questions, that just apply to you.
It is important, if you come on holiday here or you come to stay here for a long period of time, it is important to have some kind of insurance, definitely.
Okay, I'm behind the camera now because I thought this was the best way to get both guys in the shot. So Dave, thank you for spending some time to come over and talk to us. But so Dave, tell us a little bit first of all about your background and what brought you here to Pattaya.
Well, I've been in Thailand now for 20 years. So my wife is Thai, my children are Thai. I'm probably going to spend the rest of my life in Thailand. And we get involved more with the expats that are here for the longevity, probably for the rest of their lives. And we're more of a budget insurance type of crowd, dealing with the long-term expats that are generally a little bit older than the local working expat. When Brian had his claim, we always get involved to make sure there's a smooth process, to ensure that the guy who's in hospital is well taken care of, the insurance company is dealing directly with the hospital, and just to make sure our clientele are getting the best treatment and the best service possible.
Okay, well Brian, you've been here a long time, so have you had much experience with different insurance companies?
No, I've been with the same company. Well, I was, first of all, I was with a company from Great Britain. When I came over here, they told me that when I was 70, they couldn't insure me anymore. So then I changed to David's company. So
Because that's the thing, isn't it, Dave? That the older you are, the more you pay. I mean, that's like just a standard thing, isn't it, with insurance?
It's generally standard for most insurance to pay a little bit more as you get older, pay a little bit more if you're having lots of medication and treatment. But we generally deal with older expats that are looking for good quality insurance that doesn't go up age related, doesn't go up exponentially if you're having many claims, and really if you don't make a claim then the price itself doesn't go up. So that's what we're looking for, good value for money but on a budget.
And I know you can't really quote prices in this video, but for example, someone's 60 years old and they come to Thailand and they want the maximum cover. What sort of figures are you talking in English money?
We're generally saying somewhere around £1,500 would be the full cover,
Right.
which would be you going to the hospital, not having to worry about anything whatsoever. The hospital pay direct by the insurance company itself, so you're fully covered at that point. So that would be round about £1,500 for somebody who's 60 years old. Of course, we have cover going all the way up. You can pay monthly or annually, but generally we have something to suit all people's budgets and age concerns as well.
Although people think there's no good health service here in Thailand, that's actually wrong, isn't it? The actual health service here is absolutely top notch.
that's exactly right. And the great thing is that if you have a good policy, you can then choose which type of hospital you want to go to. There's various hospitals here that various prices, and you can choose which one you want to go to. So if you've got a good policy, then you can say, right, I'm going to go and do this there at that hospital. That's in the middle of the price range. I'll do this, or I'll go there because they're better. And you can choose what you want. You know, the Bangkok Hospital Group are the best. There's no question about that. They're the most expensive, but they're the best. But it depends on you as a person. I mean, there's other hospitals that have got brilliant service like Bangkok, but perhaps not quite as upmarket. But I run as you know, an apartment block. We've got 50 odd people here, and we've got one guy at the moment that goes every third day on a dialysis machine for 4 hours at a time. We've got other people that are in all sorts of problems when you come here, and if you've got a good insurance policy, if you go to the right people, get a good policy, you can't go wrong. At least you've got peace of mind, which is very, very important.
What do you estimate the percentage of people that are living here with absolutely no cover at all? I mean, I don't know where we can get that figure from, but
We get generally a different crowd of people where some can afford the cover but they prefer to self-insure, and then we also have the people that can't insure because they're not earning enough money or having retirement funds. But I would say there's at least 50% of expats that haven't got any cover whatsoever. And for those, if nothing else, at least try and get yourself some £100 a year accident insurance, so at least you have something.
yeah, because I know with the Bangkok Bank, they do an insurance for it works out about £120 a year, but it will cover you for an accident, but it doesn't cover you for illness, and it won't cover you if you get bitten by a snake. I know that sounds extreme, but yeah, so yes, there are alternatives, but a lot of people come here because it's going to be a cheaper way of living, and they don't really want to spend out that sort of money, do they, on insurance?
That's why we do the monthly cover as well.
Yeah.
So most clients are paying an older age group, 60 plus, £100 a month. And once they're paying their apartment at £200 a month or something of that ilk, then you still have plenty of money to spend on going out and budget for food and exciting pastimes. But it's getting the basics in place, really. Then you have peace of mind moving forward.
From my own personal experience, 7 months ago, I was riding my bike. I'm very fit. I ride my push bike every day. I play golf. I swim every day. I'm a complete fitness fanatic. I was riding my push bike. I pressed the wrong button on the bike. The seat went down. Bang, I went down onto the seat. There's an automatic seat on it. And I've been off 7 months with a severely bruised coccyx, which has given me back pain, no end of back pain, which has been horrific. But there are all little things like that happen, and people that come here need some kind of insurance to make sure that they can get through these illnesses. Then straight after that, I've slipped over in the shower. So as someone who's classes myself as being ultra fit at 78 years old, and fall over in the shower, slip over in the shower, accidentally push the button. Anything can happen, so you need some kind of insurance. They diagnosed, they sent me for an X-ray, they diagnosed what I took me into the ward, and then said, well, we're doing the operation. You need an operation on this, that, and the other. That was it. Cut my arm open, took the little bit of bone out, and the whole thing was done. But it was beautiful for me to know that I have an insurance policy and didn't have to worry about the worry of paying for it. I mean, people don't realise how much it is here. It's crazy price.
We say to most of our clientele who are a bit older, it does get expensive, take the inpatient only, because that will cover the big ticket items. If not, take out a simple accident plan, because that will cover predominantly about 80% of the things that happen: falling off a bike, getting hit by a motorbike in Batia, having a few too many drinks and just stepping off the curb. I would say, if nothing else, a lot of our older clients self-insure because they feel they have to. It's really worth getting an insurance policy, or at least talking to somebody about it, because the costs, you know, can be a lot cheaper than you think, especially if you're paying monthly, and just to give you that piece of paper for peace of mind.
I know David's here, and I do know David. I didn't know David before I got involved in insurance, but I know him now, obviously. But one of the important factors is that if you do fall ill, is being able to pick up the phone and phone somebody like David that will get the job done quickly for you, get you in the right place at the right time, because obviously they know more about it living here than we do. We don't know anything really about the hospital system, so that's important as well.
Well, thanks for doing this, Dave. I appreciate you taking the time out. And Dave and Brian, always good to see you, looking well, apart from your arms.
Can I come and see you about my new book?
Oh, do you want to mention Brian's book?
I just want to mention my new book that's out next, so if we can organise a little...
a video about his book.
Wonderful.
Yeah, okay, I'll be over soon and we do a video about your book.
I love you dearly, Heath.
Might be able to mix it with my book as well, because that's coming out soon. We can do
Can I tell you a little story about Heath? We met in England, first of all.
Yeah. Thanks for doing the video, guys. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, Steve.
enjoyed it.
Much appreciated.
Enjoyed it.
Okay, I hope that gives you a bit of an idea about insurance. It's good to make a video like this. I hope it was informative. Always good to catch up with Brian. He's doing very well here over in Thailand. And yeah, thank you for watching this. So wherever you are in the world, have a great week or a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.